On this day in 1977, Tom McAdam signed for Celtic. Tom McAdam joined Celtic at a difficult time in September 1977, the club struggling to cope with the loss of Kenny Dalglish the month before and long-term injuries to Pat Stanton and Alfie Conn. Within the month, Danny McGrain would be missing long-term too, as they languished in the bottom half of the table. He joined as a striker from Dundee United for a fee of £60,000 and made his debut as a second-half substitute at Ibrox as Celtic blew a 2-goal lead to lose 3-2. He struggled to settle in a season best forgotten, but the following season under Billy McNeill made a better start, scoring a double in a 3-1 win over Rangers on the 9th of September 1978. By the turn of the year, though, he was out of the side again, as McNeill brought back Bobby Lennox and Vic Davidson, and they, along with George McCluskey, tied up the striking positions. At 6 foot tall and powerful in the air, behind the scenes, McAdam was being slowly transformed into a defender in the reserves and lined up in the number 5 shorts against Partick Thistle on the 7th of May 1979. He stayed there for the remaining matches of the season, culminating in the night 10 men won the league. Tom's older brother Colin, a striker, signed for Rangers in June 1980, and the pair became the first brothers to line up on opposite sides in the Glasgow derby, and of course they were in direct opposition to each other. In an interview with Graham Spears for the Herald on the 24th of August 2013, shortly after Colin's untimely death, Tom related how no quarter was asked or given between them. We played one game at Parkhead when I elbowed him as a corner was coming over and, about 10 minutes later, up at the other end, he put a gash in my leg in retaliation when I was trying to shoot. I needed to get stitches put in it at half-time. I remember Sportscene on the BBC made a thing of it later that night. They played Neil Sedaka's Little Brother over an edit of me and Big Colin going at it. They were great times. We always respected one another and shook hands at the end. But we had battles. Colin left Rangers in 1984, and in their time on opposite sides of the Glasgow divide, Tom was on the winning side more often than not, picking up another 2 league winners' medals in 1980-81 and 1981-82, while Rangers went through a poor spell, during which it was Aberdeen who were Celtic's main challengers for honours. Tom also had a happy knack of scoring against Rangers, netting 10 times in the fixture between 1977 and 1983, which is impressive considering most of his games against them were as a centre-half. By season 1985-86, Tom McAdam was 32, and manager Davy Hay started to introduce younger defenders like Paul McGugan and Derek White into the team, and he was released in February 1986, joining Motherwell later that year. McAdam played for Celtic through an eventful and often turbulent period, from the tail end of Jock Stein's tenure through to Davy Hay's spell in charge. He played 354 competitive matches and scored 48 goals, while winning 3 league titles, 1 Scottish Cup and 1 League Cup. A very underrated player and a steady presence at the back during a period when defending was almost an afterthought at Celtic Park.